third group of theories under sociological foundations are the interactional theories. This is a blend between the functional theories and the conflict theories. Interactional. In society, people live. In society, people survive, and therefore people need to interact. How do they interact? Will not always be harmonious and will not always have conflict. So there will be harmony, there will be conflict. How do you get to a balance and how do you interact so that one increases and the other decreases is the focus of interactional theory. It is exactly what one does not question that is most problematic at a deep level. How students are labeled as gifted or learning disabled. Now we're looking at classrooms, we're looking at schools where a teacher can say, you're smart, you're bright, you're gifted, you're an A grade student. The same teacher can tell another student, you're weak, you are slow, you are dumb, you are learning disabled. What is the basis of doing that? What does the teacher know about the two different individuals or about the hundreds of students that these teachers label? Labeling must stop in classrooms. Simply understanding that students are not all the same, students will never all be the same. Yes, so for a teacher, you will have the bright kids, you will have the not so bright kids, and you'll have a whole bunch of average kids in the middle. So, why label them? We know. Why tell a child you're slow, you're weak, you're not doing this right? It does not do anything for that child. If you're labeled as gifted, you're smart, you're an A grade child, wonderful. I'm elated, I'm excited. But if a teacher tells me I'm dumb, I'm slow, I'm weak, I can't learn, that's not doing anything good to me. When my teacher thinks I'm slow, I can't do it, why will I even make the effort to do it? Labeling should not happen in classrooms. But it happens today, even it happens in the developed world, it happens all over. And nobody asks why. Why does this happen? Why do teachers label kids? And I can tell you, it begins in kindergarten. When students come for the first time to a school, that first year, they are labeled, and that label is there for life. Does not do anything for the child. It only makes the schooling and the educational experience worse for the child because the child is now labeled at the negative end of the spectrum. Slow, weak. The top kids, no issues. But I think my personal belief is labeling of any sort should not happen. I don't even like ranking students. You are first in the class, you are last in the class. Okay, so the first in the class is happy, but what about the last in the class? What does it do? And normally, if you see, the first in the class may have improved by 1%. When the school year started, he may be at 93%. Now he's at 94 or 95. But the kid who came last in the class may at that time at the start of the year have been at a 50% and now is at a 65. But he's improved 15%. But the teacher still talks about the child at the upper extreme who has improved only 2%. Is that fair? I think the kid that improved 15% deserves more appreciation from the teacher than the kid who improved 2% and was at the top of the class to begin with. Speech patterns reflect social class background. Do you speak English? Do you speak Urdu? Do you speak Punjabi? What level of English? What your accent is and all that will make a difference. And yes, if you are from the elite English medium schools, not English medium schools, the elite English medium schools, your English should be really good. And it will put you at an advantage. I call it an unfair advantage. Because my parents were able to pay I went to a good English medium school. I developed the language within me. I use it very well today. But that's no fault of the students in my class. Everybody won't have the same language bank, will not have the same language background. And so, what do I, as the teacher, do to bring these language diverse students to use a common language to the advantage of everybody in the classroom? Not only to my advantage, the advantage everybody. If I am the only person in the classroom that understands what the student is saying, and no other student understands what the student said, learning is not happening. I already know. I don't need to learn from a student. The other students need to learn from the other students.